As we know, Zion Williamson, star power forward of the New Orleans Pelicans, suffered a foot fracture during his preseason, and it looks like he'll have another week or two on the sidelines before he's ready to return to action, unfortunately for fans of the Louisiana team. Today, we're looking at his weight, amid reports he has grown to over 300 pounds, plus other news from around the world of NBA. First, let's take a quick look at the big man's career up to now. Zion Williamson, at just over 6 foot 6 inches tall and 129 kilograms, occupies either the small forward or power forward position for the Pelicans. In 2019, he became the first player born this century to feature in the NBA. He signed for the Pelicans after a sensational run with Duke University, where he scored an average of 22.6 ppg. He'd been on the radar of many professional NBA outfits throughout his high school years for his ability to slam dunk and earned the nickname of Mr. Basketball in his native Carolina. He was also the AAA Player of the Year during his one and only year with Duke, a pretty impressive stat. This wasn't the only award he won in college. He also bagged the AP Player of the Year and Sporting News College Player of the Year, as well as the Wayman Tisdale Award. It's no surprise then that he was highly sought after, coming away from Duke dripping in personal accolades. In 2019, he was drafted as first pick to the Pelicans. In his first 8 games, he scored 20-plus points in 4 consecutive games, which turned out to be the longest streak of any rookie from that season, scoring at least 20 in 6 of the 8 games. He also tied the best Pelican streak ever. That's some record, we must say. Congratulations, Zion! If you can keep this form up, there's no reason why he can't collect a championship ring one day. Next, we are looking at how the injury came about. Stay with us. According to reports, Zion was working out on his own when the injury occurred. Pelicans VP of Basketball Operations David Griffin said before the season that Williamson had broken the 5th metatarsal in his right foot prior to the NBA Summer League. Rotten luck for the big man. At least if it happens in a game, it makes it easier to take, but to get injured while training, that just sucks. The type of fracture he reportedly sustained is known as a Jones fracture, which occurs in the area around the 4th and 5th metatarsals. It's currently unknown if the injury is an acute fracture or a stress fracture, which could have differing consequences going forward. A stress fracture could possibly delay healing and be a big worry in the future, as it could refracture relatively easily, which would be terrible. A severe stress fracture for someone carrying around that much weight literally means weeks or even months on the sofa. As we mentioned earlier, we understand Zion faces another week, maybe 2, watching from the stands. But once he returns, hopefully he can get back to the numbers he was putting up last year. So how has the weight factored into his recovery? Let's see. It's one of the understandments of the NBA over the past few years that Lady Luck has not been on the side of Williamson when it comes to injuries. Everybody gets them, but some athletes are more unlucky than others and just seem prone to them. In every sport, there are guys who are known for being perennially injured. Unfortunately, Williamson appears to be the current owner of that tag. One theory suggests that injury problems are a result of stature and physical fitness. I mean, these guys are super fit, so we're not sure if there's any truth in this one, but Williamson himself is maybe not quite at his peak. Basketball analyst Charles Barkley recently said, "He's already hurt. You should not get hurt when you're young, and he's already had surgeries on his legs. Now he's got a broken foot. He's gonna have to learn, even when you're hurt, you're gonna have to control your eating." He went on to claim that when players get hurt, they're trying to get back in shape the second the injury occurs. This seemingly hasn't been the case for Williamson, who has reportedly tipped the scales at more than 300 pounds, which is pretty heavy, we must say. Barkley went on to add that when you're constantly putting this pressure on your knees, you're going to keep getting hurt. Apparently, Williamson is in the top 5 heaviest players in the league, but even still, there have been heavy guys playing before who don't have the same injury records, so we don't know if we agree with Barkley. What do you guys think? Is it a problem with his body then, or something deeper? Stay with us to find out. This current injured spell on the sidelines is the second time in 3 years Williamson has missed the opening part of the season for the Pelicans. This is concerning for the New Orleans outfit, as Williamson is so vital for the franchise's plans going forward. The constant risk of injury due to the sheer size of the man is clearly taking its its toll, but first and foremost, his weight issues must be addressed. In some circles, it has been mentioned that this weight gain might represent an ulterior motive by Zion himself, gaining weight with the end goal of getting a trade to a bigger, more reputable team. We know that Williamson is unhappy with the Pelicans front office, especially David Griffin, after it was revealed the two do not exactly see eye to eye. If these rumors are true, just like Ben Simmons at the Sixers, this would not be the smartest move for the young forward's career. Potential suitors would probably take a look at the way he's treated the Pelicans and make a hard pass. After all, who needs a problem player on the roster? Not only that, by acting this way, he's highlighting his weaknesses as a player, not just mentally, but by bringing to attention the fact that he is constantly injured. What impact will this injury have on his career going forward then? In a 2016 study by Begley and colleagues, it was revealed that 85% of players who suffer the same injury as Williamson return to full fitness. In another study, which specifically looked at fifth metatarsal stress fractures, it was found that only about 57% of NBA players return to the court. This is worrying for Williamson, who surely needs to focus on getting fully fit before any talk of trades. What do you think his odds are of making it back to the player we know he can be? Let us know in the comments. We're looking at some other out-of-shape players next, starting with Big Shaq. During the infamous feud between Shaq and Kobe, O'Neal's mammoth weight was constantly referenced. At one point, the big man was over 330 pounds, which is not exactly peak weight for the court. Shaq is rightly regarded as one of the greatest ever players, but had he been more in shape throughout his career, it's frightening to think how much further he could have gone and what else he could have won. Prime Shaq was unplayable, and if he could have addressed those weight issues a little better, who knows how much longer he could have played. Charles Barkley joins us next, so stay tuned. Clearly overweight throughout his whole career, it is kind of ironic, and could even be construed as hypocritical, what he said about Williamson, which we mentioned earlier. Barkley, however, did not let his size affect him negatively. He used his weight to the benefit of his team. He won an MVP award and took the Suns to the NBA Finals, and is easily one of the top 25 or so players of all time. If he had actually been in shape throughout his career, who's to say he would not have broken the top 10? One current player joins us next. If you look at the league's current MVP, Nikola Jokic, it beggars belief how he can be so good but so out of shape. The unrivaled talent he possesses is magic at times, but he looks like he belongs, well, not on a basketball court, that's for sure. Potentially the best passing center the league has ever seen, we constantly find ourselves picking our jaws up off the floor when he showcases his talents. The Nuggets could potentially go on a title run this season, and they'll only have the big man to thank should that happen. If he could get into shape properly, they might as well hand the title to the Nuggets right now. Eddie Curry is up next. Stay where you are. The name Eddie Curry is synonymous with weight problems. Apparently, trying to get Curry to do cardio proved a nightmare task for his coaches, most of whom gave up trying. Famously turning up late for a Knicks training camp at close to 350 pounds, he missed 3 consecutive training camps in a row due to his weight problems. The 7-footer could really have been a problem for the league, but the weight issue tag will always be brought up whenever the biggest wastes of potential in the NBA history are discussed. As always, thanks for tuning in, and remember to swing by next time for more revealing stories. See you later, guys.